Good evening, one and all. Once again, welcome back to this class today. I hope that you all are fine. Dear friends, my dear students, I have been doing this lesson for last couple of classes. Today, I have taken interrogative sentences. It is in the series of direct and indirect for my beloved students, and many of you have told me to take interrogative sentences in this lesson today. So I have taken interrogative sentences for today's lesson. I hope that you will understand and enjoy it. Now, as you all know, that interrogative sentence means questions. And in English, there may be questions in two ways. Number one is yes-no question, yes-no, yes-no question, or WH question, WH questions. Now, what is the yes-no questions? Yes-no questions means the questions which will give you answer to, either yes or no. For example, when I say, are you happy? Yes, I am happy, or no, I am not happy. So, when you are asking question using helping verb, right? Using helping verb. So, helping verb means HELPING, helping verb. Helping verb means auxiliary verb, right? There are 28 auxiliary verbs. So, be verb, do verb, have verb, and modal verbs. So, they all together called helping verb. Now, we use them to make sentences. For example, are you happy? Are, A-R-E-R, you happy, H-A-P-P-Y. It is an interrogative sentence and the answer will be either yes or no. So for this, when you change from direct to indirect, there is one rule, little changes there which is not exactly like that of a WH question. Now what is WH question? WH questions. WH question means the questions that begins with WH word except how, HOW, how also belongs to WH group. So make sure to remember this WH question. Now here in case of WH questions, the answer may be different according to WH word. Okay, so let us move on to our lesson right away. Now, rules for changing interrogative sentence into indirect speech. In changing interrogative sentence into indirect speech, number one, the reporting verb is changed into ask. That is very, very important. The reporting verb. What is the reporting verb? Reporting verb means the verb that is outside the inverted comma. That is reporting verb. So the reporting verb is changed into ask, inquire of, etc. I would always advise my dear students to use ask because it is easy. Otherwise, inquire of, maybe the spelling is wrong, become wrong, and then that will get it wrong. So always try to master your art before you try to do any kind of adventure in any field. So better you use ask in the reporting verb. If the reported speech starts with an auxiliary, that is yes no question, no auxiliary verb like do, does, did, shall, will, these are all helping verbs. Are, am, were, can, may, have, has, had, etc. These are all helping verb. If or whether is used instead of that, that is actually in case of assertive sentence we use that to join reporting and reported speech. But when you are taking or when you are dealing with interrogative sentence, we don't need to use that. Make sure that we are not supposed to use that, right? You have to use if or whether to join reporting and reported speech. Here again, I would advise my students not to use whether, WHETHER, because you might write WEATHER, that is wrong. So I would advise you to use if. Just go very easy, learn it, and then only you can do the experiment with the difficult one. Now, next point is, if the reported speech starts with an interrogative pronoun like who, whom, which, whose, what, the interrogative adverb like here, where, how, when, then instead of if or whether, that WH word is used. So what is the thumb rule? Number one, interrogative. In case of interrogative sentence, we use the reporting verb ask. If the question is yes no question, we should bring if to join reported and reported speech. And if the question begins with WH word, no need of bringing if or whether. We will just use the WH word in order to bridge the gap between these two speeches, I mean reported and reporting speech, right? And the sentence is converted into assertive sentence. Make sure that all the indirect sentences are assertive sentence. What is the meaning of assertive sentence? Declarative. DECLARATIVE. Declarative means statement. STATEMENT. Right? So every sentence, whenever you are changing into indirect, it becomes an assertive sentence or declarative sentence or statement. That means it ends in full stop. Okay? And the order of sentence will be, in case of assertive sentence, we first put subject, then we put verb, right? So when you are writing into indirect, even if it is a question, indirect question always ends in full stop and the verb comes after subject. So let us take this example, the first one, direct. Rana said to his mother, "Is the food ready?" Rana asked his mother. Reporting verb said changes into asked. Don't use asked to, because after ask we don't use to. Ask his mother if the food was ready. If. Why if? Because is yes no question. Why it is yes no question? Because it is beginning with helping verb. Is a helping verb. Is the food ready? If the food was ready. Why you are changing was? Because is changing to was. Why? Because the reporting verb outside is in past tense. So whenever the reporting verb is in past tense, your reported verb also changes into past tense, and then you end in full stop. I hope that you understood. Next, he said to me, "Are you going to school?" He asked me if I was going to school. If I was. Remember, if, then subject, then was going. This is the verb, to school, then full stop. Never in indirect speech, even if it is a question, it always ends in full stop. Okay? Teacher said to the student, "Have you finished your work?" Again it is yes no question because it is beginning with a verb, helping verb. The teacher asks the students if they had finished their work. Have changes into had, and then your have you finished their work. Like if they had, you changes into they, then have changes into had finished their work. Your work changes to their work, and full stop. Right? And now next we have WH question. Look at this. In case of all yes no questions, we have used if. But in case of WH word, we are not supposed to use if. Look at this. He said to me, what are you saying? He asked me what I was saying. Make sure what I was saying. Don't write what was I saying. If you write what was, it will be wrong, because in indirect speech, even if it is a question, it changes into assertive form. That means statement where subject comes before verb. That is why subject is I and was saying is the verb. This comes after I. Take one more example. Direct. Where is the bank? Asks the stranger. Where is the bank? Again it is WH question. The stranger inquired. Inquired. You can use the stranger asked where the bank was. Don't write where was the bank, because that will be wrong if you put was before the bank. Because again I'm telling it, It is an interrogative sentence where in indirect question also you should use full stop, and indirect question you should use full stop, and it should be in the form of an assertive sentence. Next, the policeman said to us, "Where are you going?" The policeman inquired us where we were going. I would advise you use asked us. The policeman asked us where we were going. Are going changes into where going, and full stop. Don't write where were we going, right? Next is he said to me, "Are you ill?" He asked or inquired of me if I was ill. Okay, if I was ill, right? All right. So once again, if I was, now he asked or inquired of me if I was ill. You can use he asked me if I was ill. I would always prefer you, or I advise you to avoid inquire, but if you write inquire, it can be used. It is a very good use, but it might make it may be wrong sometimes because of some grammatical issues, because use of on spelling, etc. So children, I hope that you understood this. What are the rules? Number one, interrogative sentences are of two types. One is yes no question, the other one is WH question. For yes no question, we use if to join reporting and reported speech, and the order of sentence becomes assertive, I mean subject, then verb. And if it is a WH questions, we don't use if to join reported and reporting speech. We use the WH word instead of that or if. And again, here also the order of the sentence construction will be subject, then verb. And it always ends in full stop. Never use question mark in the indirect question. And one more thing that you remember, use ask, and if it is past tense, use ask. You can also use inquire of or inquire, but that would be risky. To avoid the mistake, better you use ask. It is my advice. Now let me go for some exercises. You will do them, do these exercises. You can pause the video and see the sentences. I'll just help you to do the first one. Turn the following into indirect speech. He said to him, "When will you do it?" This is WH question. WH question. He asked him. Don't use asked to. Okay, we never use asked to. He said to him, he asked him, "When will you do it?" When he would do that. You changes into he. Would, will changes into would. Do that or it, you can write. Okay, so he asked him when he would do it. Okay, and full stop, no no question mark. Let us take the second one also. He said to me, "Do you like the work?" He asked me if I liked the work. Said past tense, so it will be liked the work, full stop. Okay, so I hope that you will try the rest of the questions. There are 15 questions, right? So you will change them into indirect. It will be your assignment from here right up to this much. So thank you, my dear friends, my dear students. I hope that you enjoyed this. In this way, I will try to give you short lessons to clear your ideas in grammar. If you have any doubt in any part in English grammar, you are most welcome to write in the comment box, or you can sign in my email, which is there in my in my website, which is paulmasih.com, Paul Academy. There you can check the questions are there, and you can send the email. My email address and contact number is given there. Okay, I hope that you will like this video and it will help you in your preparation for the examinations. Thank you for being for being with me so long, for your help and cooperation, for your support. I would always be grateful and thankful to you. Bye for now. Have a good day. Enjoy yourself.